Hey guys, and thanks for joining me for yet another video. In this presentation, we're going to take a look at how to prepare ackee and saltfish. Now, this is quite an easy recipe, especially since the saltfish has already been deboned and ackee is already cooked. It's just a matter of incorporating some nice, great veggies and fresh herbs into that and to make that a complete dish. So, let's get into this video. Hey guys, and thanks for joining me for yet another video. In this presentation, I am going to be making some ackee and saltfish. To make this dish, you're going to need a few ingredients. You're going to need 1 can of ackee, 2 leaves of Spanish thyme minced, 1 jalapeno that's been de-seeded and minced, 2 onions that's been minced as well. Now, as far as our wet ingredients, we're going to need about a teaspoon of green onion, half a teaspoon of thyme, a teaspoon of garlic, half a teaspoon of ginger, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Need a half cup of cooking oil, 1 green pepper minced, a half of an orange pepper and a half of a yellow pepper sliced then halved, 1 stalk of green onions minced. Next, you're gonna put 2 cups of water into a pot and onto the stove to boil. In this pot, you're gonna have your saltfish. This is what it looked like prior to me putting it in. This is 1 pound of deboned and salted cod. So that's what I have inside. I have a pack just like this with the 1 pound of saltfish in here already boiling. So after about half an hour, we're going to strain this off and then we're going to separate it. So after that half an hour passed with the saltfish, we're going to be straining it off into a drainer. And what we're going to do is we're going to be, after this is drained off, just place it back on there. Probably in the next 2 or 3 minutes we'll probably go through it. It could stay here and cool down for the time being until we're ready to split it apart, because I'm going to split it apart for the process of which it's going to be cooking. So back to our drained saltfish. I put it in a bowl here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my hands and I'm just going to break down the saltfish into nice bite-sized pieces. So guys, I have my saltfish that's been nicely minced, as you can see, several little chunky pieces. I also took my ackee out of the can and gave it a rinse, drain, and then I put it in this bowl here. It's ready to go. First thing first, I have a pot on the stove that's heating on a medium-high heat. We're gonna add a half cup of oil to that high heat and allow medium-high, by the way. And allow to our hot oil, we're gonna add all of our onions. And we're also gonna start by adding a half a teaspoon of minced garlic. And then we're gonna mix those two and allow it to cook. So after 2 minutes of those items cooking so far, the minced garlic and minced chopped onions, we're gonna add our jalapeno pepper to it. We're also going to add our Spanish thyme. And we're also gonna add our green onions. After mixing this in, we'll let these flavors bloom for another 2 minutes, and then the last set of stuff we're going to be adding in is our peppers in regards. So after another 2 minutes of those items incorporated together, we're going to season this now, starting off with half a teaspoon of minced thyme, half a teaspoon of minced garlic, half a teaspoon more of minced ginger, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of green seasoning. So right after adding the seasoning and giving it a mix, we're gonna go in immediately with our peppers. So our yellow, our orange, and our green peppers. And we're gonna give that a mix. And after mixing this in, we're gonna go in immediately with our saltfish. So right now we're going to be adding in all our saltfish to this dish. So once you add the saltfish to the pot, you're gonna give this a mix. So now is a good time to turn your stove down from medium to medium low, just so that nothing starts to really stick down there. But this is pretty much done. It's been 2 minutes of it cooking like this with the peppers. So now we can lock our stove off and we can add our ackee to this pot, which is the last thing that we're going to put in today. As you know, this canned ackee is already cooked. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our stove completely off and we're going to give this a delicate mix from the bottom up, just to incorporate. So to this I'm just gonna add a half a teaspoon of parsley flakes just for garnish, and I'm also gonna add a half a teaspoon of paprika as well. Give that a mix, and then I'm going to be removing this item completely off of the stove. Here goes the paprika. So we give it a mix, and then we'll be transferring this out of this pot. This is pretty much done and ready to be served at this point. Hey guys, so I just wanted to come back with the finished product of this meal. So here I have some seasoned boiled corn. I also have some seasoned sweet potatoes and a mashed green banana. So this is mashed green bananas, seasoned mashed. And also I have the ackee and saltfish over top dumplings. There's about 4 dumplings under there. But yeah, this meal is complete and ready to go.